Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second volume, chapter, or season. I don't really know what the difference is between volumes and seasons. I'm just gonna call it, I'll just call it seasons, because that makes the most sense. Of Neetrius, the Argonian Knight's adventure. In Let's Roleplay, the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Music is decently loud. Okay, so yeah. It's been a while since I've played in this installation of Morrowind and it's been a while since I've recorded. But I figured new season of the series, I could start one because, well, seasons just changed, kind of, at the time I'm recording this, and out of game. It is now autumn. My second favorite season. So, yeah. I believe this is the save. And, it's saying that because, I removed. I had a mod called On the Rocks. That basically changes the entire shape of the rock. Now, they do look good. Don't get me wrong on that. That mod is great if you plan on only using that mod. So, thankfully, when I was working on the sewers for ModTown 2015, someone pointed that out, how drastically changed what it did to the rocks. And because I had made a door that connected from one collapsed looking corridor, and I had put rocks around the door. When this person, they didn't have that mod, when this person went in to use that, it looked like there was no door. Because the vanilla shape of the rock went over the door and everything. And yeah. Morrowind Enhanced is not loaded. I guess I accidentally reactivated that, huh? Oh my gosh. What is with the 5 frames per second? So yeah, I removed Distant Land for one main reason. I don't really run Distant Land on anything higher than 2 anyway. 2 cells. Plus, in my other installation of Morrowind, where I've been working on a few different city overhaul mods. I just got so fucking tired of every single time I installed a new mod regenerating the Distant Land. And
make it quick, Outlander.
I don't have crosshair on. And somehow turning it on made my game shit.
I will listen.
Oh, sorry, I'm not in character. It's been a while since I've played as this character, so it may take me a while to get into character.
Speak, traveler.
Speak, traveler.
Quickly, Outlander.
You know, I think I've been in Vardenfell for a while now. I've gotten used to some of the wildlife and harshness of this area. Cliff racers. So I think it's about time I joined. Okay, I think it's about time I joined some type of organization. So, let's have something to eat. That rat meat does taste fantastic, but oh my gosh. I didn't recall that I had this mod installed. Anyone who's played Oblivion, you'll know who that is. Better stay away from him.
Quickly, Outlander.
What was he in the Imperial City for, anyway?
What say you?
Okay, let's go in here. Been a while since I've talked to these people. What's going on with you? Hey.
All right, I'm listening.
Alright, I'm listening. I can't do feminine voices. Sorry. Just not for me. Maybe, how many coins do I have? Okay, yeah, training probably isn't the best idea.
You want something?
I'm listening.
I'm listening. What's this about? Could go into the Adventurers Guild headquarters. Didn't they want me to fight like some orc that took some bone mold armor? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Sorry, guys. I still do have On the Rocks installed, by the way. I just removed one of the main things that was causing problems with it, and that was Stonewood Pass. I don't know, I didn't feel like... Last time it took me a long time to find, basically what I did is I had On the Rocks in both my Morrowind installations. I didn't want to make an entire new installation for backup of the original rock meshes, so I just found... Okay, there's a cliff racer over there. So basically, I found a mod that, I think it was called Correct UV Rocks, and it was basically the exact same models. The shape and size weren't changed from the vanilla, but there was a higher poly count, if you know what that means. I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like a... You see how these rocks, like, they're not entirely smooth? Like, they're made out of flat, like, sides? Kind of like that. And, you know, the more of those flat sides there are, and sides to the 3D shape, the more rounded and natural it will look. That's what I'm saying. Alright, might as well fight that cliff racer. What's my fatigue? Once I rest and replenish my fatigue. This grave will keep me safe. And it's nighttime. So back to Elmora it is. Come on, you vermin. Oh dear, there are two of them. And, they're having trouble flying, I think. Jeez, what's my long blade skill? 49? Shouldn't be this bad at hitting. Yeah, okay. You can fly into that wall all you want. I wish there was like... Oh my goodness, what are you attacking? I wish that like the stabbing of the two-handed greatsword of the two-handed greatsword was like instead of this, I wish like they made it like a half sorting kind of. Which when I talked about that proves that my friends... See, this is why I complain about Skyrim and game and movies portraying combat incorrectly. Because I have these friends who actually, they actually think that the way that Skyrim portrayed combat is the way that combat really is. So when I told him about half sorting, he's like, well, why would you grab the sword? It'll cut your hand. I'm no combat expert, but I like to watch videos and documentaries and study it, so I know what half sorting is, and based off what I've read and seen in documentaries, this may not be true, but there's apparently a certain way that you can grip the blade of the sword so that you do not cut your hand. Because obviously if you're hacking away at someone like this, just look up half sorting if you absolutely don't know what that is. If you're fighting someone in armor like this really isn't a grand representation of realistic armor, but if you're just swinging at them, good luck. You would try to kind of jab them in like their armpits or like their neck maybe, or places like that that wouldn't be covered in armor or in plate armor. I think many knights wore chainmail and then like clothing and stuff under.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
Under the plate armor. Closed to just walk around in casually. Okay.
Oh, Outlander, did you want something?
Talk
You're
is
not a
free.
dark
What do you
elf.
want?
Why are you calling me an outlander?
I will listen, Outlander. I'll make it quick.
You tell me about any guilds? I can tell you about the Fighters Guild. Imperial law.
Don't steal, don't brawl, or don't start fights. Don't kill except in self-defense. If you're caught, gods will let you choose your punishment, fines, or hard labor.
I'm not sure I'm gonna do my actual dark elf voice for this, because that hurts my throat. Perhaps I can go join House Redoran. That sounds like a nightly place. A few people asked me to join House Redoran, and suggestions. I remember that, so I'll join House Redoran. I asked, since this is heavily, or not as heavily as when I heavily roleplayed as when I actually play the game, and I'm not recording it. But since this is role-playing, I wanted to do something like a guild that a knight would join, and I had that narrowed down to either the Imperial Legion or House Redoran, and I'm pretty sure most people said House... I don't think anyone said Imperial Legion. Someone said, the Tong or whatever, but that's not really for this character. And if you want to see a playthrough of that, like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything here, but you're probably never going to see one of the stealth guilds on my channel in any of the Elder Scrolls games, because I just don't play those types of characters. Ooh. Lighted scrib. I thought of doing like some type of European voice for this character because it's a knight. But I wasn't entirely sure. I'm pretty sure I would offend some English people, because it's like not a real English or British or Welsh, Scottish or whatever, all those countries that make up the United Kingdom. It's not really an accent like that or anything. It's basically like an accent like you'd hear in Lord of the Rings, you know, just kind of like this. Get the next hounds. You see, kind of like that. Because I can't really do an Argonian voice. Anyways, alright, I've arrived in Caldera. You know what I miss from Daggerfall is Like, there's an Oblivion mod that adds this to Oblivion. I recently found an entire series of Oblivion mods called Oblivifall, or Oblivifall. Hang on, let me kill this rat first. Oh no, I didn't just conjure. Okay. Called Oblivifall that adds a bunch of features and aspects that were in Daggerfall. Adds them to Oblivion, and one of them, which is the one I was just talking about, is like there would be a message that would pop up, not just when you first discovered a place, but every single time you went to a location. It would say something like, I think Oblivifall only does it for the dungeons, but I don't know. But like when you would go past a dungeon in Daggerfall, if it was a tomb, some type of immersive like message would pop up like in the corner or top of the screen. And it wasn't just when you discovered it. You could go back to that dungeon multiple times and it would still say this. That's why I like about it. And it would say like different things, like a wagon ruts off in the distance, or you hear crows cawing, or you smell freshly buried corpses, or something like that. And I think in Daggerfall, when you would, I'm not sure if Daggerfall would do this, but I would love for like some Morrowind mod, like a Morrowfall, or something, like when you walked up, every time you arrived in a town, for it to say something like, you feel healthy, or you have arrived in Caldera. Is any of my armor damaged? I guess I could stand to get it repaired. I think there's a blacksmith here. You know, Daggerfall probably is. To me, Daggerfall would be the best CRPG ever made if the world was not so gigantic and there was a lot more detail, like landmarks and stuff between locations, so you wouldn't. I mean, in Daggerfall, you kind of. I mean, you got it's. To me, it doesn't really break immersion to fast travel in Daggerfall, because you're not going to see anything but a bunch of the same tree sprite on your way to another town. Yeah, this episode isn't going to be very role played, because I'm just kind of getting back into Neetrius.
You're on your honor. Don't press your luck.
Oh. Nordic Claymore. 1 through 30, 1 through 25, 1 through... Ooh, yeah, I think I'll take that. Oh, man. About 179. Will you give me that deal? Thanks, man. Anything else I have that he would like? No, not really. Oh wait, no. I don't want to sell the Nordic Claymore. I just bought that. I want to sell the Iron Claymore. How about 35 septims, man? Okay, now, can you repair all my stuff? For some reason on that, every other sound, because I'm wearing, or because every other sound was louder. This doesn't look very nightly, but what was my... There, it was Alt. Do you have any arrows? We've got some steel arrows. Okay, man, I'm gonna be broke after this. I'll buy 19. Ah, man. How about 33 coins? Ah, man. Okay, final offer, 37.
Yes, Argonian? What do you want?
Probably be better to take the road. Before I made a new installation, I used to test all my mods in this, so that's why I've got stuff like this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this, that. This went nowhere because I don't like doing dialogue in Morrowind. Okay. I would possibly do that guy's quest, or do some of those quests for like those Nord women and stuff out in the wilderness. But this is YouTube. Or this video was going on YouTube, and, you know. What is it with Nords and being naked anyway? Watch out for the car following Kakodi. Or whatever. Buckmoth, Ald-ruhn, back road, okay. Kind of a strange thing about me. I actually do that when I'm playing the games by myself. In fact, I do it more than I do when I film it. I will like hum along or whistle or just like make noises along to the tone of the music. And I like when I'm watching a comedy, like I watch Friends a lot. If you don't know what that is, it's like a... It's like a 90s, early 2000s show. I really shouldn't have just ran this whole way. But anyways, like when I watch that and stuff, if a joke is funny, I will laugh for like a second and a half, and then I will repeat the joke myself, and then I'll laugh again. Many people find it annoying. I say, well, you know, maybe I find it annoying having to listen about how Mars will never be the size of the moon in the sky. Yes, it probably never will. This one guy, he's explained that to me like 10 times, and I'm like, I got it the first time. Anyways. Shouldn't Ald-ruhn be around here? I've actually got a huge update coming to my Ald-ruhn. The City of Ald-ruhn mod that, you know. Okay, Bethesda, I think you've got a problem. That's the second naked guy we've passed. Okay, don't I have like a fatigue potion? Oh yeah, I adopted a cat, didn't I? There is an ashore, a blight storm. I don't know the difference between ash and blight storms. All I know is that they make my speed crap itself. Holy shit. Gosh, that was really startling. For those of you who've never opened the construction set, the way those ambient sounds are emitted, by the way, is there are basically these models that are activators that emit those sounds, but those models are like, they have no textures, and they're supposed to be like that, so you don't see them. That was Illustrator. Let's go back to Balmora. No. But you're not going to be seeing that update to my Ald-ruhn mod in this installation because it's not present. was the original Ald-ruhn mod. Alright guys, I'm gonna rest in here.